All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at the amazing Franklin GMC. These are in Statesboro, Georgia. They got the Toyota dealer right across the road over there. And we are on our used side, used lot over here. And what we want to talk about today is your trade-in. If you're going to buy a new car and you're thinking about trading yours in, we need to make sure that the math works on your trade-in. Okay, it used to be, if you go back even 6, 7, 8 years ago, a dealership would get your trade. They'd basically plan on making about $3,000 to move that vehicle over here, clean it up, put it here, and sell it. Okay, those days are gone. Now those numbers, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000. Sometimes it's insane what they can pull out of this, and a lot of it is games on what they'll give you for your trade. They know that most people are not doing the research on what their trade is. They're taking it at face value. So let's say you want to go over there, you're going to plan on buying that beautiful $58,000 blue 2025 2500 gasser that we saw, and I did a review of this on the other side of this building in the new car lot, and you want to do that, and you're driving this right here. And then you come in here and you say, okay, well, I got my, what year is this? Let's just see what it is right here. Let us see what it is right here. It's a 2025 Silverado 2.7 liter with 6,000 miles on. Why is this even being traded in? That makes zero sense to me whatsoever. But let's just say that that's what you had right here. You're like, okay, I got this to trade in. You're like, I bought it for $50,000. MSRP, four-wheel drive, I got it for $50,000. And they're like, great, we're gonna give you $30,000 for it. You're like, wait a minute, what did you say? It's only got 6,000 miles on it. What do you mean you're gonna give me $30,000 for it? You're like, well, that's what we can give you. Okay, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I guess that's what it goes for, and then you're gonna lose $20,000. It doesn't have to be that way. Do the math. So here's how you protect yourself on your trade. And there's also, at the end of this, I'm gonna give you a kicker if you live in one of these states on how it might be better for you to buy out of state from where you live. At least do the math on it. So how do you protect yourself on these things? First of all, know this. Before you go sign in the paperwork on there, learn from what he just told you. Learn from what that sales guy just told you, because he just told you that you paid 50 grand for this and he's only going to give you 30. That's $20,000 less. But do you know why he's only going to give you 30? Because realistically, you could go buy this exact truck brand new for $35,000, $38,000 right now for like 38 grand, brand new. Okay, brand new, not used as second owner for whoever gets it next, and with 7,000 miles on it. Okay, so that's a consideration. You have to buy your trucks right. Today, if you can't get 10% off the truck, walk. That's my advice for you. And realistically, you should be shooting for more, for 12, 13, 14, 15, that 16, even 20s happening. But if you can't get at least 10% off, walk. Don't bother paying. If you're not 10% under MSRP, walk away from the deal. That's going to be your number one bet to save you on your trade-in, maybe your next trade-in. You might be in trouble on this one. That's okay. That's what experience is. That's how we learn. Experience is a series of situations that you survive and you learn from, and this might be one of them for you. If you overpaid for your truck, you might have to take the hit and learn the lesson. But get the best price you can when you buy it. When you go to trade it in, check everything. What do I mean by everything? That means that you go to Carvana, and you type in your thing and you find out what Carvana will give it for you. You also go to places like Edmunds and things like that that are going to submit your vehicle and the information to all your local dealers, who are then going to call you and tell you what they'll pay you for it. Okay, so now in 2 website submissions, Carvana for an instant quote, and then Edmunds or one of those other types of, even TFL has one of them now, okay? I think, but Edmunds will, and you're gonna go on there and you're gonna enter that same information, and then they're gonna have everybody, KBB does, Kelly Blue Book does, all these ones do. Auto Trader might. Pick one that's going to hit all of your local dealers, and they are going to give them that information, and then over the next 4 or 5 days, you're going to get a ton of phone calls with them quoting and pricing what your vehicle is. You might have to text them a couple of pictures, but they will quote it for you and tell you what you're going to get out of it. Now you know the true story for your area and how that's going to work. That is going to, so now when you come in here and he tells you, we're only going to give you $30,000, you can say, ha, it's funny. That's funny that you would say that. Because now, like up till now, we were doing like really, really good, and I was all excited about this, but now I got this really bad taste in my mouth. And you know why? Because I actually know what Carvana will pay me for this right now instantly. And I also submitted that inquiry through Edmunds to every single dealer around here and all of that kind of stuff, probably even to you guys. And realistically, I know that everybody, Carvana came in at 38, and I know the dealerships and everybody around here were coming in at 35, 36, 36.5, and you're telling me $30,000. So God, you know, like I said, for some reason down here, my stomach is like all knotted up right now, like, ooh, oh God, and my feet are telling me just get out. They're like trying to get to the door. I'm trying to hold them back. You got to help me here. See what I'm getting at here? It's power. You use it to your advantage, and you can put them in their place with that stuff. So you know you're educated coming into what you're going to get on that deal that you're talking about on your used truck. So now, what about the one that we're talking about if you're in one of these states like I'm in Georgia? When I moved down here and I heard about it at first, I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And now I'm realizing that it sucks pretty bad on the back end. So now, again, you can beat it, and I did. We did. I beat it with when we got Bella's her 2025 Sentra. Worked out okay. You know, but on my Toyota, it kicked me in the butt on my Toyota Tundra or Tacoma. But so down here in Georgia, Florida, a lot of these states now in the South, they give you a tax break, which means that if I was buying, say this was brand new and I was going to buy it and it was $50,000 and they were going to take my Gladiator, which is sitting right there, and I was going to trade in, they were going to give me 35 on my Gladiator. That means that because I'm trading that in, which is worth 35, I don't have to pay taxes on 35,000 of this purchase. Okay, so like, man, that's so cool, because when I was in Michigan, they didn't do that. That's why I sold them privately in Michigan all the time. That's how I always made money. I always came out ahead, broke even or made money, very rarely lost any, maybe 1,000 or 800 here and there, but for the last decade, I have been rolling on a streak of not losing money, buying every 2 years and selling. Down here, it's all changed, okay? It's all changed down here. And part of it is that because, so let's say that this is worth $38,000 on trade-in to like Carvana, for example, and yet he's going to offer you 30, but even these other ones, they're going to come in at like 35, 30, they're coming in at 33, but Carvana's at 38. Okay, so now you're stuck in this dilemma. You're stuck in a spot. There's like, or even if let's just say that they're coming in at 30, 35, and Carvana's coming in at 38, $3,000 difference. You have to do the math consideration on how much the tax savings is if you take the loss, and they already do this. They know that. So they'll come back and say, well, we know that Carvana was giving you 38, but since you know, this tax incentive is only if you trade in your vehicle at the dealership that you are buying your new one from. I can't take my truck to another dealer and get the tax right off there. I have to trade it in at the same dealer I am buying from. And so they know that. They know that. They're like, so even though it's worth 38, we're only going to give you 35 because you're going to get this tax incentive from the government. So there it is. The dealer's making an extra $3,000 on your deal and giving it to you for $3,000 less than it is to try and eat up on their own. They are taking your incentive that is given to you by the government as a tax incentive. The dealership knows it and is taking it and telling you they're taking it from you, and you're not getting it. So now you're stuck in a dilemma of, okay, well, what do I do? If I sell it outright and you're to Carvana, I'm getting $3,000 more, but I'm also, you know, losing the $3,000 tax credit. If I sell it outright myself for $39,000, maybe I make $4,000, but I lost my $3,000 tax credit, and then on top of that, I have to pay it off first. Then I got to wait for the title to come in, which in Georgia could take 90 days. Wait for all this crap to happen before I can even sell. The dealership knows they got you bent over a barrel. So how do you maybe possibly beat that? Say you're trying to buy one of these brand new, and this is a truck you're looking for. Think about if you're down here in one of these states that do that tax incentive. Make a point to make some phone calls to a state that is outside of that and doesn't do it. Now, the reason I say that is because they might give you more for your trade when there isn't that tax incentive there. I have not personally done this. I'm just saying that next time I go to buy, it is a tactic I will do. I'll be curious when you do it. Let me know how it works for you. But if they're telling me 35 here, even though it's worth 38, but they're only gonna give me 35 for that tax credit. If I drive 3 states over and I sell it, will they give me, can I find one that'll give me 40? Where I actually walk away with 5 grand, yeah, I pay 3 more in taxes, but I get 2 grand in my pocket, and all I had to do was drive for 4 hours. Is that worth it? Yes. So, see what I mean? Maybe reach outside of this realm of playing this stupid tax game. The tax incentive would be incredible if the dealers let you have it. The problem is the dealers take it for themselves, and they tell you they're taking it for themselves, and it's disgusting. I hate this world. I hate the used world. I hate the trade-ins. I hate all this stuff. It's just so annoying and upsetting. And again, the house always wins. There's no power here. Just got done making a video saying there's no power here on this lot. So anyway, food for thought. Make sure the math works on your trade so that you do not get screwed. And if there's one place a dealer is going to try and screw you, it's usually on your trade. Questions, comments, put them below. As always, thanks for watching.